Hello, grade 11s, how are you? We are preparing for our final exams, paper 1. I prepared something on functions, so you should revise this also. Okay, now we have this diagram. This is the parabola, which is the same as quadratic graph, and it's concave down. And the name of the graph is F. The name of this graph is what? F. Even though it's not written here, but it's F. Alright. Then the name of this graph is J. This is F, and this is what? J. Okay. Now, the turning point is P, which is 110. So this is our turning point. 110. So this is the turning point. Then we're given the equation F, which is the parabola, this one. Remember I said I did not write it, but it's F, alright? Okay, so here F is this parabola. Even if it's not written for you, and you see this one is a quadratic graph, so you must know that this is actually F. Then J is a linear, you must know that this is actually J. Is that okay? Okay. If it is written for you, it's fine, it's lucky, you are lucky. Then the question says determine the coordinate of B. Determine the coordinate of what? B. This coordinate. How are we going to do that? Okay, let's see how we are going to do that. Let me bring this one up a bit. Okay. They want us to determine the coordinates of B. So the first thing we need to do is we write the equation of J, because the parabola, that is F, and the linear graph, which is J, they intersect at B. We cannot use F because we don't know A, B, C. It's easy to use J to find the coordinates of B because everything is given. Alright, that's why we are using J. Okay. So here we know that our J is equals to minus x plus 6. This is x-intercept. This is x-intercept. So we know y is equals to 0. And y is the same as g of x. So you can say g of x is equals to what? 0. So you substitute 0 at g of x. So 0 will be equals to minus x plus 6. Transpose this minus x to this side to give us what? X is equals to 6. So our coordinate B is going to be 6, 0. X is 6, y is 0. So easy. Okay. Now let's look at the next question. It says, hence otherwise, write down the coordinates of A. This one. And we know the coordinates of A is going to be minus 4, 0. The question is how? That is what I'm going to show you. I've drawn the diagram again, so let me move this one. Now, the same diagram, we know that this one is the turning point. So since the turning point, we can have the line of symmetry. The line of symmetry is the line that divides the parabola or a graph into two equal parts. But the line of symmetry for a parabola, we use the turning point. So if I draw a line which is parallel to the y-axis, it will create a line of symmetry. That is, that line will divide this parabola into two equal parts. Okay, so here it means the x value here is 1. So it means if I draw a line parallel to the y-axis, I'm going to have 1 at this side. Alright, and we've already found b to be 6, so we know this side to be 6. So if the distance from 0 to this side is 1, and from 0 to this side is what, 6, what do you think will be this side? This side is going to be 5, because the whole of this side is what, 6, and this side is 1. So what will be this side is 6 minus 1, which is going to give us what, 5. So the distance from here to here is 5. So it means the distance from here to here must also be 5, because this is a turning point and the line of symmetry divides this graph into 2 equal parts. So the distance from here to this side should be the same as the distance from here to this side. So if this side is 5, this must also be 5. Okay, that's why we have the 5 here, 5 here. So we know that the distance from here to here is 1. And the whole of this is 5. So what do you think will be the distance from here to here? It's going to be 4. But since it's at the left hand side, we are going to have negative 4 at this side, because it's at the left hand side. The distance from here to here is 4, but because it's at the left hand side of 0, it's going to be what? Negative 4, because the numbers at the left hand side are negative numbers. The numbers at the left hand side of 0 are negative values. Okay, so it means the coordinate of A is going to be minus 4, 0. Are we together? Okay. Let's move on to the next question. Our next question is calculate the average gradient between B and P. Average gradient. Okay, we want the average gradient. Let me bring this one down a bit. Between B, this is B, and P. So we want this and this. And we know the coordinate of P to be this, and coordinate of B to be that one. That is 6, 0. So you write the coordinate of B and coordinate of P. Our average gradient is going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you call this x1, y1, x2, y2, substitute. Our y2 is what? 10 minus our y1 is 0 over our x2 is what? 1 minus our x1 is what? 6. So if you simplify, you are going to get minus 2. That becomes our average gradient. Good. Then the next thing is find the value of A, B, and C. How are you going to do that? Of F. Of F. Because it is only F that is having A, B, and C. Another way of writing the quadratic equation is this one. A into bracket x minus x1 into bracket x minus x2. Good. The question is, what is my A? What is my x1? What is my x? Good. We get it from the graph. Remember the graph, this one. The x-intercept, call this one x1 and this one x2. Then, any point on the graph, you call it, apart from the x-intercept, you call it x and y. We are fortunate we have the turning point, so we can use the turning point. If you have a point here, you can use it, it's fine. Any point on the graph. The turning point is given to us, so it's easy to use that one. So here we can have our 1 and 10 to be our x and f of x. So we need to substitute it into this function. So our A, what is our 1? 1 is the x minus, this is the minus x1. What is our x1? Our x1 is this one. It's minus 4 into bracket. Our x is still 1, the same x, minus Our x2 is what? 6. Alright, so when you simplify this one, we are going to get negative 25. Then you divide both sides by negative 25, and we are going to get minus 2 over 5. So you have your a. Substitute it into the function again. So what is our function? Our function is your a, which is this one, your x. You write the x because we want to write this as an equation, minus our x1 is minus 4. Then our x minus our x2 is what? 6. Then minus minus is going to give us plus. Then you need to expand. First keep the a, then expand this one. If I expand this, this is going to give me that, and this is going to give me that. 4 times x is going to give me this. 4 times negative 6 is also going to give me that one. Then if you expand this, minus 6 plus 4 will give me minus 2. Then if I expand this one, this is going to give me this. 2 times this will give me that one. And minus 2 times minus 24 is going to give me this one. Minus 48. So your a is already, you already have our a. Our b is 4 over 5. And our c is 48 over 5. We got that. Okay. Then our last one. Determine the maximum length of CD between B and E. So the length of CD is going to be F minus G. Why? Because F is at the top. F is above the graph. This is F, and this is what? G of X. Okay. Let's use the first diagram. They want the maximum length of what? CD, this one. So it's going to be F minus G. And our F, we found our F to be this one. And our G was also given to be, so this is the minus, our G is minus x plus 6. It was given here as G. So if you simplify this one, this is going to be plus and this is going to be minus. If you simplify, you are going to get this, because if I add this and this is 1. I'm going to get this, and this and that is going to give me that one. Then we know to find the maximum or the turning point or the maximum point is minus b over 2a. So minus b, what is my b, is this one, divided by 2, what is my a, it's minus 2 over 5. If you simplify this, I'm going to get 9 over 4. Then continue to simplify. Substitute it into the function. What is my function? My function is this one. The one that I found here is this one. You substitute into it. Alright. Let me get it at the top here. Okay. So I have my function as this one. So you substitute x as 9 over 4. So if I substitute my minus 2 over 5, my x is 9 over 4 squared plus 9 over 5, my x is 9 over 4 plus 18 over 5. If I simplify, I'm going to get 4 over 5. So the maximum length is